Welcome to Wine Chats with Billy and Lindsay,
where we drink wine and chat life.
And
Yes.
hi. Well, this
so
is a bit of a
somber.
somber episode.
We're
going to talk about Adolescence today. We're going to talk about the show that everybody's been talking about.
and everybody's watching.
Like, the show has been out for 2 weeks.
Yeah.
And it has caused an absolute storm through the world.
Through the parenting world, I think. If you're a parent,
Do you think?
yeah.
Yeah.
Oh, totally.
Yeah.
100%.
I actually did. This is so funny. I did read a little review the other day.
Yeah.
That must have been on like pedestrian TV or something.
Oh, yeah.
And you could tell that it was written by someone who maybe they have kids. I don't know.
Okay.
But someone who just totally went over their head.
Oh, no, they didn't have kids.
So that's what I'm saying. Yeah. Right?
If you have kids, this show will shake you
100%.
if you haven't watched it. And if you haven't watched it, spoiler alert, we're going to talk about what happens. So if you don't want to know what happens,
Just put
come
us on
back
mute.
to us. Yeah. Well, no, just come back. We want you to listen to us, next week after you watch it.
Yes, but go watch it. Seriously.
For sure. And every episode, because there's only 4 episodes, I was drinking wine and eating
Right.
chocolate to soothe my soul, to like counteract the like
Sadness.
craziness. Okay, so today we're drinking Little Nips, Little Ripples, my favorite. And we're drinking a Shiraz, a 2021 from Barossa.
Lovely. Lovely.
Because, it's rainy, it's fall here now.
We're sad.
And a Barossa Shiraz
you.
is like just what the doctor ordered.
I've been telling Lizzie that my husband and I have been drinking lots of wine at home recently. And I kind of like go through these periods where I drink lots of it. And then I get to a point where I'm like, ugh, that's enough.
She's not a real wine drinker.
No. So yesterday I tried a glass and it just tasted like acid. But I'm sure that's not what's going to happen today. I just got too much. Like, thank you. Cheers. On that beautiful
yeah.
note, thank you for the Shiraz.
Too funny. This, yum. Delicious.
Yes, seriously.
Mm-hmm. All right.
Delish.
We can do this.
Okay. So Adolescence. Look, it's literally, like you said, 4 episodes, British TV show, following a boy who got arrested for murdering a school friend.
Like a 13-year-old
boy.
Yeah. And do you know what is funny? When the ads came on about it,
Yes.
I obviously immediately added it to my watch list.
Absolutely.
Because
before it even came out, hey, because it's only been out since the 13th of March. So so quick.
you said that a couple weeks. Like we can do the math.
In
Anyways.
case you can't. In case you're watching this in like June.
Watching, listening. Exactly. True.
Right?
And for me, I love tragic stories.
Lindsay with her details.
100%.
Yeah.
I need to know all the details. The more tragic, the better. It's a weird, morbid thing. I get it. True story, or whether it's just fictional. I always get confused. Fictional or nonfiction? Do you get confused with
Non-fiction
those?
is when it's not true.
Yeah, fictional. Oh,
Non-fiction is when it's true.
true. And
Yes.
it should be the other way around. Anyways.
Nobody uses that language anymore. Who goes to libraries?
Okay.
Just true or not true.
True or not true? Okay.
True crime or not true crime. Fake crime.
That one. So as soon as it came out, I'm like, oh, totally gonna watch it.
100% yes.
But I was not nervous. I was like, oh, this is gonna be like deep, right?
Yes.
And wasn't it just?
Deep is almost like an understatement
Yeah.
for what it was. Because it's literally every parent's worst nightmare. It is
Yeah.
every and any, both sides of it, whether, you have the boy who killed the girl or if you're the girl, who's whatever. Like either way, it is literally the thing that we're all terrified of happening.
Yeah.
And under the circumstances in which it happened as well, like because of online stuff. So like it's I guess a boy who was bullied by the girl online, and she was putting stuff online about him and putting up little comments and things, and it led him to this point where
And she rejected him.
right,
Yeah.
and then he just like stabbed her. Like
Yeah.
he got so angry.
Yeah.
Like the whole thing is
But do you know what? Okay, so I have to say about the show, because we'll talk about the whole like
how yes.
the parental side of it after the break,
Yeah.
because there's so much to digest and dissect in the show.
dig into you.
First of all, did you know Brad Pitt was an executive producer?
I did because I saw his name.
Yeah, same.
Yeah.
And then I was like the Brad Pitt? So I had
Yeah.
to Google, and yes, the Brad Pitt
Yeah.
was one of the executive producers. An interesting fact too, that each episode was shot in just one frame,
Brilliant.
which is like a cool perspective, right?
Yes, I don't think I've ever seen anything like that before. Like, I don't know if that's a thing that people have done. Like,
Yeah.
have you've
Oh,
heard
yeah.
of that?
Yeah.
Never heard of it.
Oh, okay.
That's the thing that actually hooked me to begin with, because
Right.
it seemed like I was always going to watch it anyway.
Yeah.
There was no question about that. But that's kind of what hooked me initially. I was like, how does that even work? Like that it goes from like, I know, but then like surely you go from one place to another, but they just get in the car with you.
Yeah.
And they go.
The camera goes with them.
Brilliant. Loved it.
So Billy and I have been messaging. I first messaged you like, oh my God, have you watched it? And you're like, dude, I'm about to watch the last episode. Yeah. And I'm like, oh my God, like, because I've been watching it with Cameron.
Yes.
So we have shows that we watch together. Obviously, can only watch them at nighttime. And normally we can only fit in one episode.
Yeah.
So I was only on I'd finished episode 2.
Yep.
So last night I finished it. Cameron had to work late. I'm like, dude, you are on your own. You're going to have to watch it another time.
Like, that's how good it is. Like, you're not going to wait around. Like, you just want to know.
Yes.
Yeah. Oh, I binged it so hard.
Do you know what? I was disappointed with the last episode.
I thought you would be. But did you sob? Did you cry?
I cried at the end.
Yeah.
Yes, I cried at the end because, and the whole way through. So like Billy said, it's a 13-year-old boy. My eldest is 11 and a half, a boy. So from the get-go, from the scene of him in his bed, being arrested, which like, I'm sorry, Brad, but that was over the top. You would not barge into a house with that many SWAT members.
You would if you're in the UK, maybe.
Over the top. But anyways, whatever. It's a TV show.
Yeah, Lindsay.
Brad.
Effect, babe.
No, but Brad, next time come to me, babes. Okay, I'll just
turn it down. Like, next time, just knock nicely and be like, "Hey, is he there?"
Or maybe 2 detectives show up on the doorstep. Not a fucking SWAT team breaking down the door.
Yeah,
like that was a bit over the top. Anyways, whatever. So as soon as it showed the 13-year-old boy in bed being arrested, immediately I'm like, okay, Bane. I could not get my eldest out of my head.
And that's why, like, for the next, like, when we talk about this after break, I want to know because, we can talk about it now because I think I did want to know, like, how you would have felt like it as a boy mum, like, because I think that's what the big focus has been, right? Like, boy mum, like, boy parents in general.
Yeah.
It's scary. Like, did you get really, like, so obviously.
100%. Though I have goosebumps now. And if I cry, suck it up, whatever, I'm going to cry. Because as a parent, and if you don't have kids, you cannot put yourself into these shoes. I'm not saying that in a different, like a dicky way at all.
No, but you can't connect to it. You can't, you just can't.
That's the perfect word. You cannot connect it. Yeah. Connect the stories to you and your situation. So as soon as it was a boy around my son's age, I was in it fully emotional because I'm like, oh my God, Bane. Yeah. I'm like, the first 2 episodes are so intense about what the boy's going through and the boy's family. Yeah. You can't not cry. And I would even go into Bane's room afterwards. Obviously, he's sleeping. And I would just like rub his cheek and his hair.
Totally. Because you just can't imagine how it gets from this beautiful child that you have here to someone who can murder someone like at that young age.
Yeah.
I just don't know how you get from A to B. Like, how does that happen? That we don't know our kids that well. So I don't know. Is it that we don't know them? Like, how do we get, like, is it something that we taught them? Like, that's what you question as a parent yourself. Like, how did we get to a point where this child thought that this was the appropriate action?
Yeah.
Like, that, or they got so angry or whatever. Yeah. Like,
and that was in the last episode, how a lot of it was about the dad, especially feeling parental guilt that he didn't do his son better to teach him right from wrong, and for them not to know fully that, like, even the mom said in the last episode, I'd wake up at 1 a.m. and see the glow from his computer. I had no idea that he was in this world of like online bullying and like getting so obsessed about pictures of girls and like whatnot. But just to go back to the last episode, I was disappointed because all throughout the first 3 episodes, you're like, what actually happened? Like you obviously kind of understand that the boy has murdered her. Yeah. But all along I was like, there's going to be a big twist. There's going to be a twist to this. Something else, some other factor is going to come into play. And there was no other factor. The factor was social media and young kids and bad choices.
I actually, unfortunately, read something before it was finished. It didn't give anything away. But it essentially said something like it's not a clean ending. Like, there's no point where it's not like, it's kind of just like a point in time in a story rather than being like, I mean, like you kind of at the end, there is a resolution to an extent. But I think like I kind of understood it for what it was, that it was just like this horrible thing that happened. And then each episode was like, I think that last episode was really to show what the family is going through.
Yeah.
And that broke me for some reason because I think, like, it's not the family's, I mean, is it the family's fault? But like, they didn't do it. You know what I mean? Like, it's not like that they were the ones who directly did any of the crimes, but they're going to be punished for the rest of their lives. And like what they were saying, like, he's ours. Like, you can't just be like, oh, well, he did this horrible thing and it's not us. Like, I think that's what really broke me in the end, because you can't see, like, you can't separate yourself from that.
No,
like,
totally. And especially when it's a normal family. He was a normal kid in a normal, loving family.
Yeah.
He wasn't, not to be rude, a fucking bogan, criminal,
hooligan, whatever. Yeah.
You know, generational disruptions and dysfunction. You know what I mean? Like, he was a normal kid.
Which is the scariest part.
This is exactly what I mean.
Yep.
Yes. Like, it's crazy.
And to me, like, I couldn't, like, I think I don't have older kids. Do you know what I mean? My kids are still very young, and so they're still very much under my control in terms of what they do, how they spend their time, where they go. Like, to me, I couldn't understand that a 13-year-old boy would be out at 10 p.m. at night walking the streets without your parents knowing where they are. I think, again, like, I don't have teenagers, so it's easy for me to say, I would never do this and that, blah, blah, blah. But I also think, like, I wouldn't, if I saw my kid being awake at 1 a.m. with the computer on, I would be switching the Wi-Fi off. I'd be pulling that shit out of the court. Like, what the fuck? You have school tomorrow. Go to school. Like, what is happening? So I don't know how parents get to this point where these children are doing this, like roaming the streets and being online all day and night. And
do you know what is so relevant at this exact moment? So a very close friend of mine, I could say her name, but I don't know if she'd want me to. Anyways,
Jenny.
But I have a friend, Jen. It's not Jen.
No, not you, Jen.
Anyways, like I said, our boys are 11 and a half. And one of her sons was invited to go to the movies.
Okay.
Just with 3 or 4 other mates.
Okay.
No parents, nothing.
How old? 11
and a half, Bane's age.
Yeah.
And she messaged me. She's like, what would you do? And I'm like, no way.
I would say no. Yeah.
No. The problem with society and children, and call me a fuddy-duddy, I don't care. Kids are growing up way too fucking fast. 11-year-olds do not need to have the sense of freedom
100%.
and going to the cinemas by themselves and then roaming around the mall, catching public transportation. So they're gone for the whole day.
Yeah, that just terrifies me.
Multiple hours. Some of these boys were only 10. 10.
No supervision.
No supervision.
We all know how dumb we are at that age.
And this is the thing. They're not capable of making these decisions.
Yes.
Okay?
Yes.
They are not capable of choosing right from wrong. They're going to be roaming around going, fucking sweet, we're free, and acting like morons and making really dumb decisions. And I said, no way. Kids do not need that independence. And like the argument is like, oh, they need to build up their independence and it's going to happen eventually and blah, blah, blah. Why so soon?
But it can eventually be at 16, 17. Like when they have like, no, but I mean like to go to do stuff like that with their friends. Like I don't know, like, okay, sure, it doesn't have to be that old, but like it just seems so soon. I don't know.
So soon. I'm comfortable with like around the 14-ish age.
I don't think I will know until I'm there.
Yeah.
Like I honestly don't know. Like it's easy for me to say, like I said, like it's easy for me to be like, oh, well, you know, I wouldn't let my 13-year-old do that. I don't know what it's like to have a 13-year-old, but it still seems so young to me.
Yeah.
To be doing stuff like that when they have so much access to all this stuff.
Yeah.
I don't know. It just feels weird to be letting them go around roaming and stuff. I don't know.
I think it's just like finding that happy medium where you're not going to shelter them because the world is a fucking scary place. So they do need to learn those life skills and maturity skills and whatnot. But at 11, nah.
Yeah. I would feel so uncomfortable having my 11-year-old out in the world by herself. Like even with a phone, but that's even scarier with a phone. I don't want you to have a phone out there. You know what I mean? I don't know. The whole thing is scary to me. Like social media is scary to me. Social media is terrifying. Like this whole idea with like this whole language that children have.
That's what we're going to talk about.
Yeah.
Second break.
Right. Yes.
Second break.
Yes.
Don't get into it yet. Maybe we should take a break.
Yes.
Because there's a lot to
Good
say
idea.
about that.
Yes.
We'll be
Good
back.
segue. And we're back. We just pressed the button a couple times. You went to a break.
You had a break. You did a pee. You had a coffee. Whatever you did.
We did not. Anyway.
Yes, the language.
Scary. There was a whole and even I thought I was up with the language, kinda. I still learnt stuff on the show about like the whole like exploding dynamite being like a red pill exploding and this and that. Like that's so foreign to me.
But you're up with the lingo. Lingo's different to their language.
So exactly.
Zesty and Sigma is not.
I still don't really know what Sigma means.
Yeah. your girls are younger.
Right.
But that's lingo. That's not their language.
Right.
So they don't care if the parents know what fucking zesty means, but they do care if the parents know what a purple heart means and a fucking dynamite stick. So it's so, I'm not telling you because you know this.
What is a purple heart? Do you know this?
The purple heart, I think, is horny, wasn't it?
I do, yeah.
But the thing is, the kids, they're fucking smart. As soon as the parents start finding out about what it means, they change
it up. Of course they would.
So,
of course.
This is, okay, so I'm going to rant about this for a second. I am so passionate about having open dialogue with my children.
Of course.
I tell my kids stuff even now that some people would probably shudder at.
Yep.
I don't want them to ever not come to me.
Yep.
Talk to me, tell me anything at all. Because when my kids get to that age and I want to know what the dynamite stick means or the purple heart means, I want to ask them and them actually tell me the truth.
There has to be trust there from both sides, right?
And and the comfort of being truthful.
Absolutely.
Because if they don't tell us, we're going to have no idea.
But isn't that what every parent should be doing? I don't understand, again, like how it gets away from us so quickly. I think that's the part that scares me. I totally agree. I 100% want to have that same relationship with my girls. And, you know, like obviously we're as open as I think I can be. You know, we talk about everything and anything, but they're still young. So again, it's easy to say when they're this little. But that's when the relationship is built, right? Like that's when you have to, like it's not, I can't start building that relationship with them when they're 13, 14. It has to be done daily, right?
Yeah.
So it scares me that I'm not doing enough, but I don't know how much more to do. Do you know what I mean? Like, how does it happen that you get to that stage with your kids where they're so different, so lost to you?
Yeah.
That's the part that scares me. Because I think every parent in their own way is trying to have a connection with their kid, right? Like,
I don't think so.
You don't think?
No, I don't think so. Not saying in this showcase because I think the parents were loving, doting parents. It was just a horrible.
But still not in a way that, like, again, you can't say to your kid or they can't, they don't listen to you when you say, hey, this is enough.
Yeah.
I don't know. Like there's a.
Yeah, but the thing is, back to your question, I don't think a lot of parents feel comfortable being that open with their kids. I really don't. I think some parents find it very confronting and too like, oh, I'm not going to talk about that. And like, I've already talked to my kids about drugs and alcoholism and like,
we too,
what happens when you're an abuser and homeless people and like murder. Like I talk about everything. I talk about sex with them. My kids are 7, 9, and 11. I don't care.
That's next. I probably am not that open with them, to be honest. Only because I don't think it's come up. I wouldn't like lie to them, but I don't think I'd ever sit them down and be like, okay, this is sex, this is and that. Maybe I should. Do you know what I mean? Like that's what I mean. Like how do I don't think I'm holding anything back from them in the terms of like protecting them and being like, no, you shouldn't know this. I don't think it's that sort of thing. But there is age appropriate conversations you can have. Obviously Bane is older, so you should be talking to him about this stuff. Like this is when it happens, right? But I don't know at what point. Like, does it happen organically? Like, do you naturally let it happen? Like,
totally. And I think it just comes up naturally. Yeah. Like, you know, I've had a lot of conversations, especially towards Bane, about the importance of respecting women. Yeah. And like, not to sound like a feminist towards him, I balance it out in a natural way. And he has a sister. So, you know, you treat your sister well and girls go first, ladies first type thing. Oh, that's stupid. I'm like, no, we need to respect women. And like, even the way he talks to her and like, if he's more physical with her, like he's got a younger brother too. So like they're physical, whatever. I'm like, no, you are not like that towards women. So it's like age appropriate, like little seeds of information that you're planting in their head. And then another thing that I always say to my kids is like, you just tell me the truth. You will never be in trouble. I don't care if it's the scariest thing that you think mommy and daddy are going to be so angry at. I will be angrier at you if I find out that you've lied. And it has already worked. Van, my 7-year-old, it was over something stupid. I don't even remember what it was. I could tell something was wrong with him and he told me something. And then when I tucked him into bed, he's like, Mommy, you know how you said always to tell you the truth? He's like, I lied. Can I tell you the truth? I'm like, yes. And of course I didn't give him trouble, even though whatever he had told me, I was like, but I didn't give him trouble.
Yep. I have those same conversations with my kids. I'm like, you're actually, and the times that I know they've lied to me, I'm like, you're actually in more trouble now because you lied to me. Like,
Absolutely.
there's no need for that. Like, just tell me. It's fine. Like, you're never going to, like, I will always protect you. I'll always look after you. But, like, you need to tell me the truth.
Yeah.
I talk to them a lot about, especially what freaks me out is, like, adults touching them weirdly. That's like a big thing for me, right? Like, I don't know why, but I'm like, just, you need to tell me. Like, because people will always say, no, don't tell your mommy, don't tell your daddy. I'm like, especially if somebody says, don't tell your mommy and daddy, you fucking tell me. Like, shit like that. So I think it's just like, as it comes up organically, I'm talking to them about it and I'm being open for sure. Because it's so important. We are their gateway to the world. And if we don't explain enough about the world to them, I don't want them flying blind into the world.
Nope.
They need to know, we are a safe space. You can come to us and talk to us about anything. Like, this will always be a protective space. But B, like, you need to be aware of what's out there. Like, you need to be aware of what you're going to encounter. Like, it's scary out there. So if we're not the ones telling them and we're not the ones having these conversations with them, then they're talking to their friends about it. And what they're children. Yeah. They're children.
Yep. Yeah, absolutely. Another thing that I'm very passionate about talking to Bane about, not so much Aiden and Van, because especially not Van, he's much too young. Suicide is a huge worry of mine. And, you know, back in the day, we didn't have to worry about suicide because online social media, like,
didn't exist.
It wasn't a huge thing, right? Like, you didn't really hear about it as much. Anyways, so I've talked to Bane and I am full on open about it. I'm like, kids as young as 12 years old, buddy, feel like there's no way out, that killing themselves is the only way out. I'm like, that if you ever think like that, just come and tell me, because mommy and daddy can help you. We will not judge you. We can help you and show you, because in their mind, they're thinking this is the only way out. You know, this is it. Boom, done.
They don't understand that there's growth and you're going to get out of high school and you're going to move on and there's other life. 100%. That I talk to my kids about that as well. 100% I talk to them about that. And that's why a big reason, like, social media scares me. Like, I don't know what you're going to do with your kids and like, what do you think you'll do in terms of their social media? Like, will you let them, like, at what point?
I don't know. It's not in the near future. They're on Messenger Kids, so they can chat to only their friends. Yes, they play video games, but I'm very strict about, like, who they're messaging. And my kids, I mean, maybe a naive comment, but my kids are very much rule followers. They know. As for, like, TikTok and Snapchat and Insta, it is so far in the future for me letting my kids have them. No.
And I explain to them why as well, because they say, like, I mean, they've asked a couple of times, like maybe Eve or whatever, I don't know, because they see us on our phones as well and, you know, they want to know about it. And I'm like, dude, no, because kids literally will kill themselves. Kids will see that you don't understand what that world is. Kids don't understand that that's a fake world that we just made up. It's literally not a real world. Like, this is the real world, but they focus on it so much, they lose themselves and they think this is real, and like the bullying, all that sort of stuff, that terrifies me.
But it's a platform for that too. It's not even like seeing into the people's fake Insta worlds, whatever. It's the platform for the messaging to start and the bullying to start, and to be exposed to the pictures and the messaging and to see the comments. Like, no. No,
I'm not interested either. I really don't. I honestly, as long as I can keep them off it, the better. And again, I don't understand how it seems so hard to keep them off it.
I know, but I think that is as well, not blaming the parents, because I have parents, friends that have older kids, and I know it's difficult, but like, they don't need the phones. Like, I have a girlfriend that actually, pretty sure she said she locks the phones away at nighttime. Because when my kids are allowed their phones, they at nighttime in your room, absolutely not. No devices, no iPads. Our iPads now are on the desk at.
Oh, totally.
Like, there's no sneaking it into your bedroom. And I get that. When they get to a certain age, they are going to sneak them. But I am totally in for the whole, like, I'm going to get a safe and I'm going to lock them up.
And I think maybe
not the kids, the devices.
Locking them all up. Devices in the kitchen, kids in the bedroom.
Good idea.
No, but I think that as well, like, maybe if you start, like, because we're having these conversations with them early on. So there's don't even ask me. This is my thing to them. Like, don't even ask me about it. Especially, like,
my
kids
haven't.
It's not, I mean, not now, but like I just say to them, even like when you're 13, 14, it's not happening. I've told them 16.
Okay.
We're going to see how long we can ride that out. But again, like, if it's 16, it's 16. You do not need that. Like, it's not a thing that you need to be a part of. When you're 16 and older, go hard. Like, what is the problem? I don't understand for those few really formative years when it's most important. That's the time I just don't want them on there. They don't need to be on there. So I don't know how we're going to go with it. But again, like, I feel like parents are, again, so naive of me to say I don't have teenagers. But I don't don't care if you're cranky at me. I don't care if you're this and you're that. I don't give a fuck. Like that's no.
Yeah.
No. And it terrifies me. Maybe because we're online so much as well ourselves.
Well, it's not that. For me, you hear it in the news. You hear what happens.
Oh, totally. But you know what a nasty world that actually is and can be, right? Like you can see it just even from the few comments. Like we're grown-ass women and like getting comments that are shit is like, shit. But like, kids don't need that.
Yeah.
Kids, the last thing they need, they get enough of their own like shit externally from the world, from school, from this, from that. They do not fucking need some fake world telling them to go off themselves. Like seriously.
It's so scary. It literally, when I finished the episode last night, it actually just instilled more anxiety in my parental lobes of my brain of like, oh my fucking God, this is real. It can happen because it's a normal family with a normal 13-year-old that just went down this little hole that so many kids go down and it's just so scary.
I mean, where to? I don't even know.
Day by day. So if you have toddlers,
hug them.
Enjoy those years.
Hug them and don't let them earphones.
Because I'm like,
it is. There's a whole new like anxiety.
It's so scary.
Yeah. Way
anyways.
Worse than will it fall down the stairs? Kids bounce, man.
Yeah.
You know what doesn't bounce?
Murder charges.
Right. Good, Lindsay. Yes.
Anyways, I'm sweaty. This has caused me great
fun.
emotions.
Okay.
If you haven't watched it, I mean, we've just spoiled it for you, but you probably know what about it anyways. Go watch it.
But I mean, there's nothing to spoil. Like from the very beginning, it kind of tells you where it's headed, right? I think, and to like just weirdly double tracking, but like that third episode to me, where he was with the psychologist, that shit broke me as well.
Totally. But that set me up where I was like, oh, there's going to be something crazy in episode 4.
Isn't that interesting? Because when he admitted it, basically.
Yeah.
Spoiler alert, too late.
Oh, well, yeah.
When he kind of said, you don't want to talk about what I did. And then he was like, no, I didn't do it. But like you could see that anger in him. It was like, I don't know. It was so intense.
Yeah.
Yeah, kind of. Yeah.
But I still thought, it's throwing us for a loop. There's going to be some other factor into what happened. I didn't think he was going to be innocent, but I thought there would be some other factor.
I thought maybe he was, because in the first episode when the girl punches the boy and I'm like, maybe he was wearing his jacket. Yeah. Like they kind of look the same. So in CCTV, maybe it was this boy.
That's what I mean. Like something else. Yeah, but it wasn't.
It wasn't. No twists, no nothing.
Him killing the girl and the family feeling devastated that they...
Ugh, the worst.
Let him down. Anyways.
Okay.
Bye. Cheers to parenting.
Yay.
Fuck social media.
Thank you for joining us for this latest episode of Wine Chats podcast with Bildo and Lindelin. You can find us on our socials on Instagram, Facebook, and TikTok, and you can listen to us on any favorite podcasting app or watch on YouTube.
And don't forget to like, subscribe, share, review, comment, send us some love. We absolutely love it.
Chat soon. Come on, Lenny. Chat soon.
Chat soon.
Chat soon.
We're not putting this in.
Come on.
Okay, we'll add in chat soon at the end. Both of us?
Yeah, go
on.
Chat
Chat soon.